It's RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. Thank you for joining me. Of course, RadioFire.com, the Diamond K Show.com. Jam-packed show tonight, and we're going to get started right after this. So, welcome back. President Trump continues his scam against his own supporters. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that Trump is stuffing donations under $8,000 directly into his pocket instead of using it for his quote-unquote election defense. So Trump is still seeking to discredit the election, and he has been hurling baseless voter fraud claims. His teams have been bombarding his supporters with emails begging for money to help pay for the legal challenges as a result of the lies that he is trying to put out there. Well, lies that he is putting out there, not lies that he's trying to put out there. Any small dollar donation from Trump's grassroots donors will not be going to any legal fund. No legal expenses at all. The language, the legal jargon in the solicitations that he's been making to his supporters state that you would have to give more than $8,000 before that money would actually go towards a recount account, right? And it's still not even saying that they're going to use it for that. This is just more of the con that Don is putting on his supporters. So they emailed their supporters an official election defense fund and sent them to this website that asked them to sign up for reoccurring donations. Trump is really trying to cash out, but he only has 60, a little bit more than 60 days to finish cashing out as much as he can, claiming that he wants to protect the results and keep fighting even after Election Day. So he's going to give this money to his kids. He's going to give this money to himself. Who knows? Maybe Melania's going to take half. The fine print makes it clear that most of the money will go to other priorities, including the RNC. They're going to get some of that. A large portion of the money goes to Save America, which is a Trump PAC, aka a political action committee set up on Monday, earlier this week. And the Republican National Committee, also known as the RNC. So under FEC rules, these groups, both of them, have broad leeway on how they can use the funds. This is why people get upset with politics. You see the games. You see that you want to talk about fraud. You see that the con, all of that. But leadership is trying to cash out on this, and it is just insane. These are the people that are talking about frauds and cons. Before a dollar goes into the recount fund, Save America is stifling money. The RNC is getting part of that too. It's donations to the Recount Committee are legally limited to $2,800. If a Trump donor gives $500, for instance, $300 of that would go to Trump's Save America PAC, $200 would go to the RNC, and nothing would go to the defense election fund. Meaning, he set this up. He knows that there's no fraud with the election. He knows that Joe Biden's really going to be the president, but he's trying and it's probably going to be successful at stealing more money or siphoning off more money. I'm going to use the word stealing because if people think that it's going towards the election defense fund and it's just paying for another tit job for Ivanka, I mean, that's fraud. That's fraud. Allegedly, tit job. It's important to be upfront with people. If you're just going to put the money in his pocket, why don't he just say that? Half of them will probably give it to him anyway. But the point is this is how he misrepresents things. This is the guy. So the fundraising pitches are going to go up. He's going to probably hit the road and try to, grab up some more money, hit on the road. After he is, kicked out of office, he's going to allegedly start up some type of network to compete with Fox News. That's going to be interesting. And don't expect Trump to go away. We're still going to be hearing from him, I'm sure. His reelection team kicked off 2020 with a lot of money, massive fundraising. They know how to raise money. But the advantage that he had evaporated because the campaign burned through $1.4 billion of the money that they raised in the last 2 years. He may end up actually being a billionaire because of all the money that they have, ravaged from the country in the last 4 years. But he's going to squander that like he does any other amount of money that he makes. It is, I guess you have to support this lavish lifestyle that he lives and et cetera, et cetera. So it is interesting. If this was Joe Biden doing this, oh my goodness, the right would be having a proverbial cow right now. Proverbial cow. So Snell and Wilmer withdraws from the election lawsuit as Trump contests Arizona's results. The largest law firm that is representing Donald Trump, his campaign and allies in this litigation in some key states, has withdrawn from an election lawsuit in Arizona. And so it is interesting as this whole thing begins to unravel. This whole thing is going to unravel. This debacle that Trump is on. He's going to have to show his face at some point in time. He's going to have to come out and speak to this loss that is here. It's clearly a loss. Slowly, these Republicans are going to start to have to put pressure on him at some point in time to come out and, accept the obvious. The obvious is this: Donald Trump is going to be president until the end of January, and then Joe Biden's coming in. Trump lost. And I'm sure that he's upset. He's hurt. But he's remaining silent. And the virus that he claimed was going to magically disappear, that people weren't going to be talking about after Election Day, he's silent while the virus continues to ravage this country. And you're clearly seeing he was in over his head all along. He's disengaged from America, the pandemic. He's just trying to raise money under the guise of an election recount to just put more money in his pocket. I mean, he's fresh off a loss, right? Everybody takes an L some point in time. Trump, he should not be surprised. He shouldn't be new to this. He's taken a lot of L's over the years. He's taken a lot of L's, right? But many public health experts are worried that Trump's refusal to take some type of an aggressive action on this pandemic, or even coordinate with the incoming President Biden team during these final months, are going to only worsen the effects of the virus. I mean, we need to get a handle on this. Meaning we need to put some things into place. It's getting worse. And just sitting in the White House and drowning in your sorrows because you lost, you can run again in 2024. It's happened before. Grover Cleveland was president twice and it wasn't consecutive. It can happen. I hope it doesn't happen with Trump, but it can happen. So he should just stand up and be a man. The White House Coronavirus Task Force, that joke of a committee, held its first post-election meeting earlier this week. Officials discussed the rising case numbers and the promise of a vaccine in development by Pfizer, and they recognized the service of a member of the task force who retired on Monday, right? Pretty much they ain't do nothing. Pretty much. Trump does not want to take part in the task force meetings. Of course, preoccupied with his election loss, and it was a loss. But more than 100,000 newly confirmed cases reported daily for more than a week. And this guy, what is he doing? Absolutely nothing. It's a big problem. He was not equipped for the job, and his silence comes as numerous White House and campaign officials have tested positive for the virus in the last, few days. Another one of them today, Corey Lewandowski, tested positive today. I mean, it just goes on and on. The White House is spreading this around each other. The country, they can't take care of the White House. Of course, they can't take care of the country. And the president could give a damn. He could give a damn about the staff. He could give a damn about his supporters. He could give a damn about the rest of the country. Yeah, the 74 million people that voted for Joe Biden, and 71 million that voted for him, he could care about none of them. Military, nobody. This Trump term cannot end fast enough. I really fear that the next few months ahead could be worse. The worst. Because America is we're in a storm right now. And the captain is off playing golf. And he can't even play golf good. For all the golfing that he supposedly does, this Bama can't even play golf. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, you're just tuning in to Diamond K Show here on Radio on Fire. And we're going to have a special guest a little bit later in the program. And let's do this. Let's take a quick break and come back with more of the program. And we are back. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here, of course, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com. And if you miss any episodes of the program, you can always see us on demand at Radio on Fire, any program. But the Diamond K Show, 7 p.m. daily. Radio on Fire is a listener-supported radio and podcast network streaming from our production facilities in Atlanta and Baltimore. And we're able to broadcast programs like the Diamond K Show because of our listeners and some amazing partners. Partners like DLifestyleSecrets.com. Are you a baby boomer? Were you born between 1946 and 1964? More than 71 million Americans are baby boomers. And as they continue to get older and grow, The goal is to stay mobile and experience as few aches and pains as possible. DLifestyleSecrets.com helps you do just that. DLifestyleSecrets.com provides a blueprint to reduce and or eliminate joint pain by teaching its members how to communicate naturally with their bodies. DLifestyleSecrets.com gives baby boomers step-by-step videos and natural recipes, and most importantly, the motivation to re-energize themselves naturally. Visit DLifestyleSecrets.com to join this active community of baby boomers. So the effects of COVID continue and continue. This here on radioonfire.com/news. State courts have postponed jury trials through at least the end of the year. I mean, it is getting crazy and crazy and crazier. So Maryland jury trials are not going to be happening. Remote proceedings will be used as much as possible. I mean, this virus is serious. It is deadly. State courts are returning to phase 3 of court operations. Courts will schedule and hold a broad range of matters, including non-jury trials in district and circuit courts, and attorney disciplinary matters in circuit courts. There will be limited in-person services offered. So the Maryland's federal courts will be closed to the public for at least 2 weeks, starting on Monday. Courthouse clerks will be, the offices will be open to the public, and court activities will proceed with restrictions to allow for distancing. But this is something that we are dealing with, something that we're going to continue to deal with. I don't see things getting back to normal anytime soon, unfortunately. And many sporting events affected by COVID, obviously. And it is affecting everything. There's no way that you can not talk about it. It was, in my opinion, one of the single biggest factors in the presidential race was the handling or mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I was talking about sports. The Baltimore Ravens, they have a player that has tested positive. Ravens found out earlier today, according to a news release. And after the diagnosis, the player followed the regulations and began self-quarantining. As of now, there's only one player, so no other players or staff members have been required to isolate, and there weren't any high-risk contacts. So that's where things are. The Ravens released a statement, and they said this in the statement: "We were informed this morning that a Ravens player has tested positive for COVID-19. He immediately began to self-quarantine, and our organization is now in the NFL's intensive protocol. There were no high-risk contacts, and no other players or staff members are required to isolate." And they said that they will continue to work closely with the league and their team doctors and trainers. And it's an ongoing thing. Every day there's some new metric, there's some new the whole coronavirus pandemic not only affecting America, but it's affecting the world. And we cannot just sit back and act like because we are tired, quote unquote, tired of this virus, that the virus is tired of us. Because clearly it is not. Clearly it is not. Your man Dominic K. I will be back here tomorrow, of course. You can always follow me on social media at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. And I definitely engage in conversation about whatever you want to talk about. Let's do it. I'll be back here at 7 p.m. tomorrow, as I said, anywhere you get podcast or video streams, The Diamond K Show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button, and all that. I will see you guys tomorrow.